Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to start collecting Age of Sigmar Warcry, and today we're going to take a look at the Darkoath Savages, one of the Warcry warbands from the Red Harvest box set. Now in this video we're going to talk a little bit about the Darkoath Savages and all the models that come inside the box set and what they can do on the tabletop. We'll then take a look at some other units we can use to expand and create different warband combinations with for our warband. At this point, we should suggest though that you do not need to pick up any of these additional models. You can pick up this Warcry warband and find the rules for it, and indeed the core rules for Warcry free to download from warhammercommunity.com and get playing straight away. There's 1,000 points straight in the box here for you to use. It's perfect size for getting Warcry games on the table. Now, at the end of the video, we'll also show you some different warband army list, so you can see how to put all the things we talk about in this video into practice to create some different warbands for you to play with. And so, to start off with, for the warband, we get a Slaughterborn. This is the champion model for the warband. It can be armed with one of either the Great Blade or Great Axe for the unit, which is really cool. This just gives it a couple of different weapon options you can play around with. The Great Blade is going to generate more attacks, while the Great Axe will give you a nice high strength value of 6 for your fighters. Now, we then have the God Speaker. This is sort of a little shaman for your warband here. On the bottom right, you can see this model in particular. And what this one is going to be able to do is, with its own unique ability, this model is going to be able to do Visions of Glory, where you roll a number of dice equal to the value of the ability, and for each 5+, you can add 1 wild dice to your saved wild dice pile. Really, really cool ability. We then get the Wrath Touch. This is sort of an elite style fighter, but has a triple called Furious Rampage, where you roll a number of dice for each visible enemy fighter within 3 inch. On a 3 to 4, they take a damage point. On a 5+, they'll take a number of damage points equal to the value of the ability used. We then have Proven. These are more elite fighters, and we get 2 of them in the box set. You can build one with either the Great Axe or Great Spear, the female model, or you can build the male model with either the Great Blade or Great Flail. Now, the female model is going to have the higher strength value, but you're generally going to get more attacks out of the options on the male model. Now, we then get 5 Glory Seekers. These can be armed with a variety of different weapons with either shields, spears, paired weapons, or great axes on the models. Now, there's a bunch of different variety between these. Shields will give you the highest defense of 4, which is the best defense you can get for your Glory Seekers. You can get extra attacks with your paired weapons, highest strength value with the great axe, or the spear will get you an extra bit of reach. All of them definitely have their place in there. I particularly like the shields and the spears as my preferred options. If you're going to go with great weapons, I think they're just better taking those heavier weapons on your Proven, who are already going to be doing more damage for the warband. And so here we have some other models for you to look at. First of all, the Darkoath Savages, well worth taking a look and potentially picking up a second box set for this warband. You've got the option here. This will give you, the ability to play with double axe or have each and every variation of model inside the box set, including, your champion. So you can have the Great Blade or the Great Axe and go whichever variation you choose and you think is going to be best on the tabletop for you. Now, looking into the Darkoath models, there's definitely a couple we can see picked up that I think suit the theme of the army, and that is the Darkoath Chieftain and the Darkoath War Queen. Now, both of them are going to have 20 wounds. The War Queen with her shield will have a defense of 5 compared to 4, and you'll have 5 attacks at strength 4, 2-4 on the damage with the Darkoath War Queen, or 4 attacks at strength 4, 2-5 on the damage with the Chieftain. The Chieftain is a little bit cheaper. Now, you've got their abilities for the 2 fighters. The Chieftain has one called a Quad, which is a Death Blow, and you add the value of this ability to the damage points allocated by each hit and critical hit from him, which is really good. Or you can have the Spurred by the Gods triple on the War Queen. Until the end of the battle round, you add 1 to your attacks characteristic of melee actions made by friendly fighters while they're within 3 inch of her. Lastly, we have the Chaos Gargants. These are just a really fun model to bring to the table. I think they're going to bring a nice lot of wounds, so you can definitely sort of convert one up to really look part of your Darkoath warband. I think this could be an excellent conversion and modeling opportunity for anyone picking up this particular warband. Not only that, but they are going to hit really hard. They've got some cool abilities to do lots of extra damage off triples and doubles. If one of these Gargants is ever your last model left on the table, they can do incredibly well for themselves all by themselves. They're super fun to play. I think the Headbutts and the Mighty Kicks and stuff like that, all really fun stuff to use with the Chaos Gargants. And so here we have our sample warband. Now we're obviously in the Darkoath Savages, and we've got the champion, we've gone the Great Axe. I think the higher strength for me is just the way to go with these particular models, as you're going to be able to get the extra attacks you are losing out with your Great Axe just through a simple double. which I think is just going to be the way to go for me. Now, for our fighters in the Warband, we've got a God Speaker. This is just probably the most auto-include model in the Warband. I think God Speakers are absolutely amazing. We've then got 2 Provens, both with Great Axes. Like I said, I think they're the best models. If you've only bought one box and you've only got 1 Great Axe, I think you could easily convert up your second Proven, the male model, to have a Great Axe if you take the Great Axe off your Glory Seeker model. And then we've got 4 Glory Seekers, all with shields. Once again, you can probably find shields for all these models inside the box set, and if not, go scrounge up some bits for your mates, all your other models. Maybe you've got some other Slaves to Darkness models laying about. I'm sure you can find some extra shields to use. And then lastly, we've got our ally, which is the Darkoath War Queen. For me, I think she just adds the most. Being able to add some extra attacks in there, this already gets your Slaughterborn back up to the attacks profile, so if he's near her, they're going to work really well. Her defense of 5 is just super solid as well. One thing we don't have is a lot of high defense models within this warband, so a defense 5 fighter with a decent amount of wounds is going to be a really good piece to have available to us. 1,000 out of 1,000 renown spend, and on the lower end of average at 122 wounds, average being 120 to 140 wounds on the table, but 9 activations is in that sweet spot, that sort of 9, 10, 11 sort of wounds. 8 to 12-ish is around your average, so 9 is pretty much smack bang in the middle of that. If you've been playing with the Darkoath Savages in Warcry, I'd love to hear how you've been going, what your favourite allies and monsters and that are to bring in. If you bring in any particular thralls or stuff like that, let us know about these down in the comments below. Love to hear from everyone. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, come and join our Discord and join in the conversation there. We chat all things wargaming and other things besides as well. If you'd like to do that, you can come join via the descriptions linked to the server. Now, also linked down in the video's description is the best ways to support the channel via Patreon or YouTube members, or indeed grabbing some merch from our merch stores on either Teespring or on Ko-fi. As a special thank you to everyone who does support the channel on Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So, thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising 8, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Aaron DeHaven, Kevin Bowman, and Iron Grinch. And a special thank you to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Man Killer, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. Lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel as well. Couldn't do this without you. Thank you all to everyone for watching once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.